Welcome back, viewers, to the Cryptocurrency Odyssey show, where we give you the good news and the bad news about cryptocurrency. We don't promote anything, we just give you the information so you can make an informed decision about cryptocurrency and how it should work for you. Today's show is about the metaverse and the strategies you can use to make money with the metaverse and cryptocurrency. And we're going to talk about the complexity and the strategies in order to get us all more educated about it. My co-host today is Noah Leach, our current expert on this subject, and he'll be helping me educate all of us about it. Hi, Noah. How are you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing pretty good. Here's a quick description of what we're doing. The show today is our first one with our new format in an attempt to bring some light into the area of activities in the metaverse and how to avoid stumbling blocks like we've seen in the metaverse as of late. Now, we've adapted and augmented the content, of course, because our listeners have asked for more current strategy information. And today we'll have a look at, as a user of crypto exchanges, the metaverse could be an economic path to freedom for you. But first, a quick review here. Now, a lot of people ask, what is the metaverse? That's the big question. This description that I have here is right out of the Investopedia, and that's because I'm not an expert on it yet, but I'm getting there. Now, the metaverse is a digital reality that combines aspects of social media, online gaming, augmented reality, virtual reality, and cryptocurrencies to allow users to interact virtually. Augmented reality overlays visual elements, sound, and other sensory input onto real world settings to enhance the user experience. In contrast, virtual reality is entirely virtual and enhances fictional realities also. In fact, science fiction author Neil Stephenson coined the term metaverse in his 1992 novel called Snow Crash. Now, in the book, human avatars and software agents interact in a three-dimensional virtual space. So that's kind of a general all person type of description. The key takeaways here is the metaverse can be shared in a virtual environment that people access via the internet, and cryptocurrency is also an aspect of the metaverse. Technologies like virtual reality and augmented reality are combined in the metaverse to create a sense of virtual presence. And so we'll go from there. Now that we've got that information out in the open, let's see what Noah has to say about it. And first thing is, what types of devices are typically used to access the metaverse?
Well, they're going to be going off of things like the computers, obviously. There's going to be items like the Oculus Rift, which is a, a gaming type of virtual reality headset that you put on, which I think that one connects to your computer and uses the power of the computer to run. There's going to be other things that are probably going to come out, but for now, I think that it's mostly going to be computer and probably, like Oculus Rift or something like that. Um, but for the time being, it'll probably just be computers.
Well, I was reading that some people think that virtual reality is someday, virtual reality headsets actually will someday be as popular and common as smartphones. And that's what I was reading. Do you think that would happen or?
Yeah, yeah, I think that that will probably be the way it'll go. The old TV show Sliders used to actually had a video or a episode about that where they talked about how people were going to be like living in a virtual world and using keyboards and mouses and stuff, and they never had to leave their house. And then those people were more well off than the people that didn't work in the metaverse, so to speak, for this analogy. And, I think that that could be where it'll eventually head one day, possibly. Instead of having like Zoom meetings or something like that, you have a metaverse meeting where everybody has their own avatars.
Okay, okay, that's something that we need to explore. I mean, how the metaverse, I suppose, isn't actually up and running yet. There's still a lot of development. I guess that's what Web 3 is about. It's going to have the metaverse based on it,
I think so, yeah.
and so um, how do you think that'll work? Like for the average guy?
Nah, it's still pretty new, so we'll have to wait for development to see how it's going to work exactly.
Well, yeah, yeah. I read that the Web 3 is going to, if you need a program to do something, you'll be able to write the program right there with Web 3. And I was wondering how that's going to be with millions of people writing programs and sticking it on there. I mean,
Sounds like it might be a complete chaos for
yeah,
a little while.
for a little while, yeah. I mean, I assume that you'll be able to pop those programs off, and they'll probably have like a validator type person who is checking I guess, checking the programs before they take effect. I guess they wouldn't take effect right away. That would probably be the best thing. Have somebody review it first and see how what the short term and long term changes might be of that and where the conflicts are. But anyway, so we were more interested in the cryptocurrency aspect of the metaverse, and so the same thing I guess that we had talked about before. What kinds of trading strategies can be used to safely trade cryptocurrencies on the metaverse?
Well, since the metaverse hasn't really come out yet, it's going to be hard to see. But like I'd say, any metaverse ETF that you can get into right now is probably a great way to go. But I, I think there's only like one or two out there right now. And that's going to be the way that I think that from a standpoint of where we are going with this stuff, that's going to be what you'll want to do in the short term, but in the long term, we're going to have to see how it plays out before we can really do figure out exactly how it's going to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, is the metaverse is kind of picking up speed though, right? I mean, more people are jumping on board. I guess there's more programming going on for the metaverse and to be able to use it. You mentioned Metaverse ETFs. Do you know of any that are getting a lot of press, or people are using? Or
Just the Metaverse Index. That's the only one I know of, and I found that one through Webull, but it's under the crypto stuff, so that means that, yeah, and they don't trade it on Webull right now, but you can probably find it on some other exchanges. I'm not sure which though.
the Metaverse Index. Okay, and so an ETF is a series of different cryptocurrency stocks, right? That are in a big package, which they call an ETF,
Yeah, yeah, they're
exchange traded fund.
yeah, it's a multiple different coins are in there, like Shiba Inu, I think, is in there, as well as a bunch of bigger coins. And so when you invest into it, it gains its money from multiple coins, so you have a better chance of actually making money versus just individually putting your money into these coins. Although you could put your money into those coins and probably see bigger returns or about the same returns, but you'd have to put more money into each coin to make those returns versus just putting it into the Metaverse Index, which would be a better use of your money because that it's all it all compounds in there.
Right. So the ETF, I guess they're going to be the guys running the ETF are going to be pretty picky about what coins get in there, And is there a limit to coins? Like, can you have only 100, or can you have as many as you want? Or
I would assume that it's going to be like kind of like a stock where you can buy as many as is available, but I'm not sure if the Metaverse Index has a limited amount of coins. I don't think it does. I think that's where all of its money comes from. It's just people piling their money in there. So it's more like a hedge fund type of thing, where they're investing their money into or investing investors' money into coins. And then, since it's kind of like a coin itself, you don't have to worry about it going bankrupt like you would have to worry about Voyager or something like that, because it's not an exchange. They're using what coins they're going to be putting that money into. So, and you're just hedging your bets that it's going to increase over time with multiple coins, instead of just having your own one or two coins or three or four coins that you have, so you're investing in multiple things at one time.
okay, and that I guess is more efficient, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be any better off as far as making money or losing money, right?
Right. Yeah. If those coins go down in value, so does the Metaverse Index, because that's where it gets its money from. You're pretty much putting it in there, hoping that all those coins go up as well, and the Metaverse Index will be putting your money as well as everybody else's money that buys into those coins that it states on the little website that you can visit for it. You can just type in Google Metaverse Index and see what where it's traded at and stuff like that. It's
Okay,
probably on Coin Market Cap as well.
that might be a good idea, is to try that out. Now, one thing I was wondering about is how can virtual reality and augmented reality aid in making income on the metaverse?
They haven't been too clear about that yet. I'm gonna assume that there's gonna be like some jobs that you can do and stuff like that, because that's what people are thinking that the metaverse is gonna become. Is
A job market?
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, a little bit, but more like instead of us having to go to our jobs physically, you'll do it from home through the metaverse or something like that, which is kind of what people have been doing since COVID. So,
Yeah, that doesn't sound like anything new.
no, not really.
And so I guess it's just going to be more automated. That's what it sounds like. The job market will be more automated than ever, and you'll be able to go to work as as an avatar. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So um, we know that the metaverse is not settled yet. It's still in development. When do we think that it'll be like developed enough for people to use? You know anything about that?
You could use it right now, but it's not like, I think it's like in beta testing or something right now, but there is stuff that you can do. I'm not sure exactly how you get to it. I think you have to be invited, but I'm not 100% sure on that either. I'm thinking a few more years and then it'll be out for common use.
So when they say invited, like who invites you? Is that a Zuckerberg invitation?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, he gets on there and says, "Okay, we need somebody else." Okay, so that's interesting. Maybe we're just a little ahead of our time talking about it so far. So, what one question here is, what can we learn from all the bull and bear volatility from activities on the metaverse right now, and how will that affect cryptocurrency activities for the future, or is that just too big a guess?
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So we're guessing then to go any further. So how can you get involved in the metaverse today?
Uh,
Like,
it's really, I mean, you could get involved by buying coins that are in the metaverse index, like Shiba Inu or whatever,
Okay.
and just doing that instead of like trying to play it, because I don't know if there's even a playable metaverse index yet. I know that it's in development, but when that's going to come out, we don't know yet. And I know that there's a couple games for the metaverse that are coming out that are under Shiba Inu's coin name, and there might be a couple others coming out that I'm not 100% aware of, but I think I remember hearing that there were a couple games coming out, one of them definitely being the Shiba Inu game, and I think those are going to be standalones until the metaverse is actually created, but I'm not sure.
So, would it be smart to start writing programs now for the metaverse? I suppose you've got to have their API and uh, the API of the metaverse, I guess. I don't know. How would that work?
Yeah, you'd probably have to have all their stuff and, have some sort of developer access, but I don't know how you'd get around to doing that.
I mean, if you had a game that was an executable file, you can't just take it and stick it on the metaverse then.
No, I don't think so, but I don't know exactly how it's going to work on the development side of things.
Okay. So, as far as the metaverse is doing it, okay. So, um, as far as getting involved with the metaverse, should you buy a chunk of it first? Can you do that?
Yeah, I think you can, but I think they're considered NFTs, and I just don't know about those. So,
Okay. So, how? Well, I guess how much of the NFT should you own? I guess, but I guess that's probably not a good question. So,
no, no.
okay.
I think that NFTs are more of a waste of money than anything, especially since, people have been buying them and then they immediately go down in value. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that thought that it was a great idea, but me, I've always been kind of iffy about it. Like, I went and made some NFTs and put them on there, but the gas fees and everything to get them on there on the NFT websites and stuff was just not worth it, especially since you don't know exactly how much you're ever going to make off of an NFT.
Yeah.
You could set a price, but that doesn't mean that somebody's going to buy it.
Yeah, that's I looked into it myself, and I noticed that they had a lot of high gas fees. So anyway, listeners and viewers, we are coming to the end of our allotted time, and so I want to touch base about watching what you do on the metaverse and on with cryptocurrencies. Basically, learn to manage your risk. And I've said this before in other videos. Some people offering crypto trading tips might not have your best interests at heart, so don't get stung making the same mistakes as others. Set limits on how much you want to invest, especially on the metaverse, and don't be tempted to trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And that's kind of the big thing about the metaverse that we've got to say today. So I want to let you know that we will be back um, periodically to make a new video and talk about different things, cryptocurrency and metaverse wise. And that's about it. That wraps up our show today, and we hope you enjoyed the show. We'd love you to tune in when we get new ones put up. If you subscribe, you'll get an email saying that there's a new video, and you can stay up with us. You can listen to the show again and download the video. Bring a friend, and both of you subscribe, and that way you'll have something to talk about. So have a great week, and remember, don't take any wooden crypto.